is I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see. I'm going to let you guys know what the newest resources are that were made this week. And, just in case you missed them, didn't see them, and you know where they're placed. So if you see one of these and you're like, damn, that would help me, let me know in the chat and I'll make sure that you get it either while we're on the call or shortly after. The first one is going to be the fast food guide. So if you're somebody who is on the road a lot, right? When I first graduated high school, it's funny because I say it like it was 30 years ago, but when I first graduated, I was doing landscape work. So I was on the road consistently and I gravitated towards the Speedway, circular pizza trays and energy drinks. All right. I gave up one, still have another. But this is going to help you if you're working on the road, you're traveling a lot, and you tend to go to fast food places or you make poor decisions because you don't have the conveniency for you. So instead of trying to over bombard you with packing your lunch, if you don't have the time, packing your meals, sometimes if you're on the road, you can't really have hot meals that you can warm up. So sometimes you have to do what you need to do. You're on a time crunch, you have to eat things on the go. So why not help you while doing that? So the first one's going to be Taco Bell, Starbucks. These are all your local fast food places. So this is going to give you basically your healthiest options for each of these. Just to kind of give you guys an overview here. It'll go macros, calories, all of that breakdown. So you can put that in your app to track it if you were to pick one of these options. If you're going to go to one of these places, hopefully you pick one of these options. They're beneficial for you. Cool. So that should be pretty useful for some. And share my screen here. It's kind of hard to see. All right. Gut health food template. If you have gut health issues, if you take certain supplements or, gut health greens, anything like that, these are going to be whole foods or natural things that you can eat for you to alleviate that. So if you eat something, you feel like you're bloated or your stomach turns like rock solid, or you've just been, over the years, you've developed some sort of gut bacteria that you're fighting, this is going to help you. So with that, again, this comes with templates of healthy foods that you can eat that help your gut. Them are the two new resources that are made. So if you feel like you can benefit from that, let me know in the chat. Tips for consistency. All right. Regardless of whatever it is that's going on in your fitness journey, if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. So I'm going to help guide you through some steps, mindset battles that we struggle with. And I'm sure we've all struggled with consistency. We jump on the horse, we fall off, and then, the cycle continues. Who here has been on a good, consistent routine and then somehow ended up not having a routine anymore? Pretty common. All right, so we're going to first start out with, it's normal. All right, all of us have been there. We've been on a consistent routine. We fell off. It's life, but it does not mean that you're unable or less capable than anyone else. All right, just because you're not consistent, or maybe you haven't been consistent for years, that doesn't mean you're the only one struggling with that. That doesn't mean that you're the only one in that boat. So perhaps you may have not found a rhythm that works for you, or a system or a routine, right? So it doesn't mean you can't be consistent or you're a person that is unable to be consistent. It just means you haven't found the right process for you. Everyone can be consistent if we have the right steps put in front of us. So perhaps it's not decoration, but preparation. So when you're looking at consistency, sometimes we look at it as decoration. And what I mean by that is you put decorations up seasonally, right? We see a video, we see a motivational video, we get motivated, then we become consistent, right? And it comes in waves, comes in seasons, because we rely on external things to create that consistency for us. Because, let's say if I don't see results, I'm not going to be consistent, because what's the point, right? So instead, to help you with consistency, make sure that you're preparing. right? You're preparing things that you need to do instead of just trying to motivate yourself into becoming consistent into a new routine every week, right? So some ways that you can benefit from, creating a consistent routine, some tips that I have for you is meal prepping, right? Not only meal prepping for when you go out, but if you can't do that, obviously there's the on the go guide for you that I just showed you. But having fallback options too. If you can't meal prep, having a fallback option, that fallback option being the resource that I showed you in the beginning, or a fallback option of if this place doesn't have what I need, then there's an alternative. Or if I forget my lunch, or a fallback option could be leaving your debit card at home, right? So don't overcomplicate it. You don't have to have 7 different meals throughout the week in order for this to work. All right. Consistency is key. That comes with your routine. Not only that, but your food too. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. One thing that helped me prepare my future environment for success and for me to stay on track and consistent was setting out clothes, disrupting the pattern that you have. So if you go to work, come back from work and come home to then change and go to the gym, chances are the routine of you going to the gym after coming home with you just recently starting your fitness journey is slim to none. So you're probably going to stay at home because that's your routine if you go back home. But if you take your clothes with you, get out of work, and right from there, you go straight to the gym, you disrupt the pattern that you've had for years, possibly. And it makes it harder. Once you get home, you sit down, you make something to eat, something comes up, you're distracted. Now you're no longer in the mood for it, right? And then also on the flip side, you're not really supposed to look for the mood to be in to work out. Just find a place where you can put in your day and get it done. So setting out your clothes or taking them with you to work so that right after you can go straight to the gym, disrupting that pattern that you've created. Setting an alarm, that'll hold yourself accountable. You can put this in your calendar. It doesn't always have to be an alarm clock on your phone to wake you up, but it can just be a reminder set in your calendar or a sticky note put on your mirror that you look at every morning, right? Last one would be peer accountability. Just seeing if there's other people that would like to do this with you. It really does help when others in the household are on the same page, right? It helps when friends are on the same page, helps when friends go to the gym with you. So peer accountability, try to find somebody that is like-minded. Again, we all know that cliche saying, you're the 5 people you hang around, just saturate yourself in good community. That's why we have the Facebook group. That's why we have these weekly calls. You all can intertwine with each other and intermingle and communicate with each other. I know each of you would benefit from each other as well. So it's just getting a part of a community, having that peer accountability for each other so that you can be held accountable. Because all of us have the same goals in mind. We want to become healthier and just have health a part of our life. So if you're trying consistently, like challenging routines or things that are inconvenient or time consuming because you feel like you need to do a bunch of different things to see results, then it's going to be difficult to become consistent with it. So if you're trying a new diet every week because the diet prior didn't get you enough pounds came off the weight scale, again, like you can't become consistent with an inconsistent goal. So you have to figure out your goal, and you have to be consistent with it. Your goal can't change every morning based upon the weight scale, right? Cool. So then creating a routine. This is going to be another tip for you to, again, become consistent. Don't go out of your way, make it part of your day. So that, again, like when you're working out, this shouldn't feel like something that is weighing you down or it's a nuisance, right? So why put it in a place in your day that it's going to create just like disruption, right? If you have 30 minutes on lunch, why is it you're rushing to the gym and trying to get your workout done, right? So create a routine. Don't go out of your way, but make it part of your day. Now, Ben Franklin had the 13 necessary virtues of personal perfection, and he used each one until he perfected it, and it no longer was on the top of his mind, and it was autopilot until he worked on the next one. All right. Some of your guys' issue is when you first start your journey, or you're starting and you have this inconsistency of progress. It's because you're trying so many things at once. You're trying so many things at once. All right. Until you get one thing down and you don't have to think about it anymore, that's when you need to add another habit. This is called habit stacking. Again, I recommend, this is out of the book Atomic Habits from James Clear. Very, very high value book that I recommend to you guys. Cool. Yep. 5-second rule. I agree with you, Monica. That was something when I first started my fitness journey, when I first started like the self-improvement thing, when I would wake up, because I really, really struggled with the snooze button. All right. I like, even in the wintertime, you know that it's cold out, you know that you have to get up, and once your feet hit the floor, it's going to be cold and you just want to stay covered up. We're all going to experience this in a few months, but like not giving yourself more than 5 seconds to think about it and just do it. Because if you give yourself more than 5 seconds to think about it, you're probably not going to do it. Kind of like walking up to your crush, right? The more you think about it, you're probably not going to do it. You're going to psych yourself out. So again, here's some tips for your creating a routine. Waking up at the same time daily, even on the weekends, even if you have work, even if you don't have work, even on the rest days, waking up at the same time, creating a routine. And this is going to be a non-negotiable that it eventually turns into, because even on the weekends, when you don't have work, you still wake up at the same time. That would be a non-negotiable until you can do that. Or this doesn't even have to apply to you, if it doesn't, need to be done for you to get your goals. But focusing on one until you don't have to think about it anymore, then working on the next. A few more examples is setting a rest day the same day each week, eating same time daily if you have to, weekly meal prep sessions, staple breakfast meals, just having you do certain things. Again, don't do 100 things at once. You want to start with one and focus on that. It is very interesting. The Ben Franklin 13 Virtues. I actually learned about that in ninth grade, history, which it was good. I mean, I can't remember all of them, but they're pretty good. So make it enjoyable. So the other tip is going to be make it enjoyable. Right? It's simple. I mean, it's simple, but some of us don't do it. Make being consistent as enjoyable as possible. It sounds cliche, but some of you right now are being consistent to things that aren't even enjoyable. Some of you are consistent with overeating until you feel miserable. Some of you are consistent with hitting the snooze button, right? So if you're going to be consistent, why not make it enjoyable? All right. With making it consistent, you're going to have to know your why. When you know your why, you know the deeper reason of wanting to stay consistent, wanting the goals that you have. It reminds you when you have hard times, when you come up on days that you don't feel like working out, or everybody in your family's like, I don't know why you're doing this. This doesn't make sense, right? You're wasting your time, right? Your why has to be way more clear than other people's opinions about you. Your why has to be so clear that it doesn't matter what anybody else says, because this is what you picked. Right. And if you're not doing it for yourself, you'll figure that out very quickly. So you have to know your why. I know it can be difficult, being consistent when you don't have a routine, you don't have a workout set, and you just don't have a workout program in general. So I'm going to give you guys some, like, an urge to push yourself into getting that energy back into your health. And I need you guys to be consistent with this so you can see results, right? And so with your why, some people are going to blame their circumstances as to why they can't be successful. And then others are going to use that as their success story, right? Regardless, the same thing. It's your why. You're going to decide which one. It's either going to cripple you or it's going to help you grow. So is there anybody in here that feels like they're not clear on their why yet? And this is perfectly fine, just to put some fire up under you and give you a chance to win some things. So I am doing a transformation giveaway. And this is going to start in September, the first day of September. So you guys got like 7 days, like a week to prepare. But it's going to be the person with the best transformation. So you're going to obviously weigh yourself every week and do your progress photos. And this hasn't been shared anywhere else with anybody. So again, I'm just whispering it to you before I shout it to everyone else that hasn't made the call, and then everyone that isn't on the program, because this will be open to them as well. So what you're going to do is take a picture at the beginning. It's going to be 30 days. 30 days. So below it says Venmo. Don't worry about the 60 days. So this is going to be 1 month long. If you're not in the program, if you're not doing a program under Fitlosophy Fitness, then your entry fee of $10 will cover the programming through the whole 30 days. So if you don't have a program, you're not on a program, don't know anything about nutrition, you can pay the $10 entry fee, get coached for free the 30 days, have the best transformation, and win $100. All right. So there is going to be two winners, first and second place. Second place is going to be 1 week of preps. So if you don't have Venmo to do the entry fee, if you don't have PayPal, Cash App, any of that, then you can just reach out to me directly. I can send a link for you to do the entry fee there. But again, this is to help put a spark up under you, right? $10 to make 90 or $10 to get 1 week's worth of preps. Regardless, there's nothing to lose, everything to gain. All right. So let me know if you are interested and you don't have the resource to send the 10 over. And you want to get involved quickly. So that is going to start September 1st. So the earlier you join, the quicker we can consult you, understand what you need as far as your program, routine, and get that started so that September 1st, you don't have to think about it. Right. Yeah. So with your schedule, Devin, I would put together, the best routine that you can have given your circumstances, and then you just give it 100%. Yep. So the quicker you take your progress photo and weigh yourself, it's all up from there. Right. The recipe book that's in the program yet, if you need that, I can resend it over. So with last week's call, we did an 80% plus off sale with what we had left in the merchandise and what we had left in inventory. So these are the pre-orders. These are the new things that are coming, as well as everything that we had, just in all the sizes again. So the pre-orders that we have coming in, new ones, are these colors.